The death toll has risen to more than 220 in Spain after recent floods at the end of October devastated vast areas of Valencia. Public outrage has grown, with many blaming the Spanish government. Madrid has allocated more than 10 billion euros to help rebuild communities and support affected families. Demonstrations are set for Sunday, with protesters demanding answers from authorities.
Following violent clashes in Amsterdam in which Israeli citizens were targeted, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu sent 2 rescue planes to the Netherlands to bring back affected individuals. The incident reportedly involved confrontations between Israelis and pro-Palestinian protesters. Benjamin Netanyahu held an emergency briefing with military and foreign affairs officials. He called on Dutch authorities to ensure Israeli citizens' safety and to pursue accountability for the attackers. Dutch Prime Minister Dick Schoof has condemned the anti-Semitic violence and says the perpetrators will be prosecuted. Fans of the Tel Aviv Maccabi Football Club had lit flares and chanted nationalist slogans as they headed to a match against Ajax Amsterdam on Thursday. The violence erupted after the football match involving the 2 clubs. Dutch police detained 62 suspects after the confrontations.
Rescuers urgently work to evacuate residents living near Indonesia's Mount Lawatobi Laki-Laki after the volcano erupted 8 times on Thursday, sending ash plumes as high as 8,000 meters.
It was about 12 o'clock, so we were shocked. We woke up and ran out of the house. I left the house wearing only a t-shirt and pants like this, not wearing sandals or even a cloth. I asked my grandchildren to take my torch, but my grandchildren said no and asked me to run for my life.
Approximately 6,000 out of the 16,000 residents in nearby areas were moved to safer villages, according to the Flores regional authorities.
We have evacuated more than 100 people in Nawakute village, and we have evacuated them in 2 trucks to this shelter.
A state of emergency has been declared, allowing the central government to provide aid. 4 small airports on Flores Island were shut down due to the eruption. Indonesia lies on the Pacific Ring of Fire, a zone of intense seismic activity. The European Union's Copernicus Climate Change Service announced that 2024 is virtually certain to surpass 2023 as the hottest year on record. With global temperatures remaining unusually high from January to October, scientists say that only an extreme temperature drop in the remaining months of the year could prevent 2024 from setting this grim record. This year will mark the first time that global temperatures have exceeded 1.5 degrees Celsius above the pre-industrial average set between 1850 and 1900. This threshold was set by the 2015 Paris Agreement to prevent the worst impacts of climate change. Whilst the world has not yet permanently surpassed the 1.5 degrees Celsius limit, the Copernicus Climate Change Service now projects that temperatures will likely exceed this target by around 2030.
Climate is warming generally. It's warming in all continents, in all ocean basins. So we are bound to see those records being broken. So in that sense, the fundamental underpinning cause of this year record is climate change, is the anthropogenic warming of the climate system.
The warning comes just days before COP29 in Azerbaijan, where negotiators will discuss increasing financial support to combat climate change.
One final walkthrough of the team who have been in charge of the venue for the COP29 climate conference. A It's been months of intense preparations here in Baku.
So basically COP consists of 112 square meters of temporary structure. So answering your second question, I believe, about what's the difference in between the other COPs is there was never such a venue built within a short period of time, starting from July, beginning of July, ending by the actual structural part of it, finishing by end of August. So within 2 months, we did the impossible possible.
Some of the first attendees arrive ahead of the official start of the conference. A total of 60,000 participants have registered to come to the event. Altogether, over 50,000 of them will be from overseas. The clock is ticking. The scheduled presentation will be held within COP29 is ready. The work in many areas has been done 100%. The event will be supported by 2 state-of-the-art data centers, serving as the backbone of the venue. A heavy specialized security team is in place with the attendees coming from all over the world. The venue is split into 2 zones, blue and green.
A green zone going to be populated with 56 pavilions, 4 conference rooms and 18 B2B rooms, food court and extreme hangout area. In addition, we have here main operations center, which is called the MOC, where employees of COP29 operation company are overseeing entire operations of the COP29. You are either a partner or the exhibitor. If you have a blue zone badge, you can enter here without any additional accreditation. But if you are neither an exhibitor or partner or the blue zone resident, you can go to the iTicket platform and get your ticket free of charge there.
One of the priorities for the venue team has been making sure that the COP29 is able to welcome everyone.
People of determination, people with accessibilities. The venue is 100% accessible for all the people who are using the wheelchairs or any other people of determination. So it's fully accessible. We have all the ramps as per the international standards, all the toilets for PODs and so on. The people will not feel the difference in between.
Officials in Baku say the city's infrastructure is now fully ready to host the climate conference. The eyes of the world turn towards the capital of Azerbaijan for the start of the COP29 from Monday.
Germany marks the 35th anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. It was the historic event that led to the reunification of East and West Germany and symbolised the end of the Cold War. At a press conference on the evening of the 9th of November 1989, East German official Günter Schabowski made an unexpected announcement in response to a question about travel restrictions. He stated that East Berliners could cross the border that night, which ignited a chain reaction. Within hours, crowds gathered on both sides of the wall. East Berliners surged forward, climbing and cheering, breaking off pieces in a symbolic act of freedom. People took pickaxes, while border guards, initially uncertain, began allowing people to cross. Scenes of celebration filled the night as friends and families reunited after decades of separation. Days later, cranes and bulldozers arrived, signalling the dismantling of the wall and the beginning of a new chapter for Germany and Europe.